Good afternoon. I always start with that same one too. Good afternoon. But yeah, you know, the essence of this spiritual awakening is it's like this, bro. If I could sum this whole thing up, if any of y'all going through like a spiritual awakening, man, I'll sum it up like this. When you lay your head down at night, you about to go to bed, you remember everything in the day. You're just like, hey, this person I'm looking at in the mirror, this personality, these thoughts, all this stuff, it's just a character. It's just a character. I don't want to call it a mask where I'm just like, you're being fake, because you're not being fake. That's not what I mean. Like, you're just putting on a facade for people. That's not really what I mean. When I say it's just a mask or whatever, what I'm trying to say is like, you have a genuine persona of who you really are, and you are who you are from your heart. But that personality and that physical body, all that, it's a mask. It's a mask, because who you really are is consciousness. That's kind of what I mean by that. Not that you're like fake or you don't really give a fuck about people, or that's not what I mean. Like I said, I mean like, hey, this whole thing is just a mask, right? So if I was gonna, like I said, if I was gonna like sum up this whole spiritual awakening, it's just like, hey man, don't forget to take off your mask at the end of the day, or your costume. I don't want to call it a mask because it's like you're being fake, but take off your costume at the end of the day, right? Because at the end of the day, we're souls living a human experience, right? We're souls living a human experience. I'm trying to put that into words. Right now I'm driving down I like to call this Little Tijuana. This is in Modesto, Crow's Landing Road. I'm driving back to my little small farm town. But the best way to sum this up, man, don't take yourself so seriously. And you know, when I first started doing this like spiritual awakening thing, bro, I was just like, throw out the whole fucking personality, bro. Fuck it, I'm just gonna meditate in the cave the rest of my fucking life. I was like that, bro. I was getting to that point where I was like, fuck all this shit, bro. I'm not gonna speak another word again, and I'm gonna go meditate in the cave until I burn a hole through the walls. But no, that's not what it's about either. You don't throw away your character. You just, you line everything up the way it's supposed to be, bro. Body, mind, soul, bro. Soul at the top, man, which is you. You line yourself up properly, man. Not have it all out of whack, bro. You don't throw away your character and throw away your personality. Enjoy your personality while it lasts. Our physical bodies, our personalities, they only last for a small amount of time on this planet. And when the physical body dies, so does our personality, so does our physical body, so do our minds, and so do our hopes and thoughts, and all that shit goes with it. The only thing that's left is you, the soul. You have pure awareness of it all, and you do it all over again. You know, you do it all over again. But that's the whole essence of the spiritual awakening, man. It's, don't get, like, here's an example, right? I was getting way too caught up in my character again, but I was stressing pretty damn hard last week, and I was just stressing like super hard. And you know, I had a really, you know, I had a very enlightening, very relaxed weekend where I didn't go anywhere. I just went for a little hike. I didn't fucking go nowhere, bro. I don't really go out clubbing no more. I don't do nothing like that. I mean, you could call me boring. I'm not boring. I'm really lit, but I don't party no more, bro. I don't do any of that anymore. Most of my weekends are spent producing music, playing drums, hanging out with my close friends, you know, hanging out with my cat. That's like, that's the basis of like, you know, most of my weekends. Very peaceful, you know, very peaceful, very like staying out of the way type shit. But yeah, I was just getting way too caught up in the mind and just going all fucking crazy again. And I had to come back and my bro, you're taking the character too seriously. And then I started going to the other extreme where it's like, oh, throw the whole thing out. No, you don't throw the whole thing out. Enjoy the character. Enjoy all the experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because you have to take everything in life. You can't just take the good parts about it. Like, you can't just take the good parts of your personality. You have to accept all of it. You have shitty parts of your personality too, like we all do. Like, I have shitty parts of my personality. Like, I'm prone to anger issues at times, man. Like, if I got a long fuse, but when it starts burning out, and it burns out, it's it. Like, I can't really put the genie back in the bottle. So, once I get to that point, I gotta get the fuck on, bro. I'm gonna blow up, and I ain't gonna leave until this shit's settled. I'm one of those kind of people. So, that's a shitty part about my personality. As along with everybody else's, we all have a shitty part of our personality. But you don't throw it out. You integrate it all together, and you know, like, you enjoy the whole personality, man. You enjoy the whole experience, all the people that you love and care about without clinging on to them, man. Giving them space to want to leave if they want to leave. That's a hard part, because, you know, we like care about people so much we don't ever want them to leave, but it's like, man, we're not really, that's like the opposite of love, man. You can't love something and cling on to it, because that's fear. You're afraid of it leaving, so you're like, I gotta cling on to this shit. Come here, bitch. She's like, nah, nigga, you can't do that. Nah, it's like, man, you gotta let things be free. And then, like, the irony is, when you're like that, things stay around a lot longer than when you're trying to cling on to them. But yeah, my whole point is, bro, like I'm trying to say, my entire point is, bro, don't take the character so seriously, man. Enjoy it, you know, enjoy it, enjoy your personality. Don't throw it all out, you know. Just don't let that run you. Don't get ran from your mind, your personality. Those are an afterthought to who you really are, which is consciousness. And when you run everything through there, all your decisions are gonna be made through love anyway, bro. Like, you don't even have to try. You're already aligned, man. You're not clinging on to anything. You don't need anything. And the ironic part is, like, when you don't need anything, or you're not looking for anything, that's when you find everything. Here's a good point. I was looking from I always have my little stories and shit, you know, like to tell in there, just like my little examples. But here's a little example, right? I was looking for my this thing for my microphone, you know, to screw it on this boom stand. And I was looking for it for the last like 2 days, and I was like, bro, I can't find it. And then today I just walked into the house, and I was just like, I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, oh, I'm not looking for it anymore. And then I was just, a quick little thought, I was just like, oh yeah, I need that thing. And I go and look, and it's just right there on the table the whole time. Like, oh, there it is. And like, I found it, and I put it back together, and I was like, oh, cool. But it's just like, man, we find everything we're looking for, and we're not looking for it. You know, that's another thing I just wanted to add in there. Do I have anything else to say? No, I think that's about it. You know, short video. And I like recording this, because these are things, I don't want to sound weird, but these are things I'll just, for years, like, I'll be like driving, or I'll be like by myself somewhere. I'll just be talking to myself. I'll be talking out loud just like this in my car with nobody here, you know. But now I get to record it and put it on YouTube, and now I'm like actually talking to other people, which I really like and enjoy, because, you know, you can't talk about this kind of stuff to everybody. But anyway, like I said, don't take your character too seriously, man. It's a divine play, man. Enjoy the character. Don't take it too seriously, bro. You know, and just remember who you really are at the end of the day. It's like when you start getting into those moods where you're just like, you start getting tired of life because things maybe aren't going the way you planned, that's when you're taking your character too seriously. The other flip end of that spectrum is like, let's say things are going really good. You start wanting to cling on to those things because you're like, oh, this is going so good, I don't want this to leave. And then you cling on. That's the opposite end. You know, now you're like, man, things are going good, and you never want it to stop. You want it to always be like that, and then you want to cling on to that and not let it leave. That's the opposite end of the spectrum. Just come somewhere in the middle, bro. When you start getting too like out of whack, you start getting all wonky and shit, just, you know, remember, it's not you, bro. You know, don't take this game like so damn seriously. So bring yourself back. The other end of the spectrum is it's like, hey, things are going really good, and then you have that you just want to cling on to everything. You say, I don't want it to leave. You want to cling on to it. Now, the same thing, you bring yourself back to center. To be like, man, now you're just, either way, you're taking the game too seriously. And right, it's a game, but not a joke. And that's the other thing I want to add when I say a game, the game of life or whatever. It's a game, but it's not a joke. So take that how that resonates. It's a game, but it ain't a joke. So, hey, I hope you enjoy your Sunday. It's a beautiful, lovely day where I'm at. You know, of course, I'm in California, so it's like April, bro. It's just like beautiful until it's extremely hot in the summer. It's in the hundreds, but it's all beautiful. Rain, sleet, snow, all that shit. It's all beautiful. You know, it's all part of it. But yeah, anyway, enjoy your Sunday, and hopefully you got some insight off that video. And yeah, that's about it. Peace.